There's many reasons why soil would need to be compacted. They are heavy and powerful machines which compress the air and water out of the soil so that it's more firmly packed inside. For things like on a building site or another construction project like roads, this could be very important. The better the soil is compacted, the better for your foundation. But there's a lot of different machines and brands that can get the job done. Some of these massive machines stand out way above the rest. So let's take a look at them. These are the largest and most powerful soil compactors in the world. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as well as hitting that post notification bell so you never miss another update from us. Landfill compactor. There's a bunch of different soil compacting machines which work together. Some are smaller and are used by hand, but today we're focusing on bigger machines that can do some seriously heavy lifting. One of these machines is a landfill compactor. They mainly work on landfills to ensure that the least amount of area is taken up by waste. They've got spiked rollers and dozens on the front. This means that it helps them to reduce the size of the waste and compact them, so the size and volume is both reduced. The dozers on the front help them spread and move the waste in the areas where they need to be, making sure that they can keep the landfill in its place. But these large machines aren't the only ones used in landfills alone. They can be used for compacting soil as well. It will only do part of the job, but they can be used to prepare the soil and to get all of the loose topsoil off and moved. Then they can bring in other machines to make sure that the soil is compacted to the degree that it needs to be. Multi-wheeled rollers. The multiple numbers of wheels that the name is talking about actually comes from the tires. There's a bunch of them made into one row of tires that work together. All the tires overlap and create a mnemonic system where all of the tires can work as one and create the effect that it needs. When the tires work together and move over the surface of the soil, they create a kneading action. This helps to seal the soil surface and create the road surface that's ready to be completely and finally compacted. It's usually made for creating roads and compacting the soil so as to prepare it for the roads that are going to be built. Properly prepared soil ensures that soil underneath won't move as much, and that in turn it helps to ensure that the roads won't crack as easily in the future. Static roller. These self-propelled compacting machines are known for their huge steel drums. They sometimes have the drum in front but then have pneumatic tires in the back. Other types of static roller compactors have huge steel drums, both in front and the back, so that way they can distribute the soil evenly. They compact the soil right underneath them and distribute the ground around, but they aren't used for jobs when they're needed to compact the soil deep underneath. It works more to get a smooth surface than to give a deep and thorough compaction. For deeper depths, you will need another machine entirely. That machine would be a roller vibrating compactor. They work in the same general way that a static roller compactor would, but there is one big and very important difference between them. Roller vibrating compactors do in fact vibrate. Why is this important? Because it creates movement deep down in the soil. So you get a much deeper soil compaction than you would get with a static roller compactor. The ground deep under the machine moves with a vibration. What this essentially does is that it shakes out any of the moisture or small air particles that rest between the soil. The soil comes closer together. That makes it much safer to build anything on top of the compacted soil. This machine looks a little bit like a tractor with tires at the back and a drum in front normally. Some models even have the normal smooth drum that a static roller compactor has as well, but others have a pad foot drum that we will get to know in the next section. Pad foot rollers. Instead of the normal roller drum, a pad foot or sheet foot compactor has drums with large tapered pads. So the name really more or less explains the way the drum looks. These types of compactors are used to make sure that soil will be completely compacted deeply. It's a very heavy drum, so it is used for very heavy duty projects where the soil has to be completely and entirely compacted as much as possible, like for bigger construction projects or road work projects where the road will be in a very heavy traffic area, so that way they'll need to be able to take a lot of abuse. Some smooth drum compactors are able to take a pad foot roller if you need it to, but they can't perform at the same level. Not like a compactor that was built with a pad foot roller in mind. Instead, all of these larger types of compactors, there are brands that make some of the biggest soil compactors in the world. Let's see some of the massive machines. Caterpillar's new Series B. Cat products are known for being built to last. They're strong strong and sturdy, so that way you can be sure that all of their compacting machines would be built to the same awesome standard. Their B series is a range of vibratory soil roller compactors. The largest one has an operating weight of around 21 tons. That's incredibly heavy, and Cat made sure that there is added weight over the drum, so that way it's heavy enough to get any compacting job done well. They've also increased the maximum vibration that is possible for these machines, which ends up helping the compactors get the job done well and do deep compactions. You can take control right from the operator seat because there's a control display unit built right into the arm. This ends up giving you the density information of the soil. The control that this machine gives you is great, and that's important because better control means that you get better performance and that your compaction of the soil will be the same everywhere. They're strong, massive machines, and they work very well and are pretty fuel efficient. Volvo SD135. Another massive machine, the Volvo SD135 was produced from 2013 to 2016, but it's still one of the strongest and biggest machines around. It kind of looks like a massive tractor with tires at the back and a smooth drum in the front. It's got a heavy drum weight to make sure that it can press the soil as much as possible. It was designed to give superior compaction and to make sure that even the toughest jobs aren't a match for this machine. The weight makes it efficient, and the controls ensure that it can be super productive and compress the soil all the way. But such a heavy machine needs to have an engine that can handle its weight, and the high-performance Volvo engine in this machine is a complete match for this compactor. But not only is the engine strong and gives you all the power that you need, it's also fuel efficient, and it's built with a feature that takes the fuel consumption down even more, and that lowers engine noise. It has pretty impressive emission levels for such a massive machine. JCB 116D. They built the massive single drum soil compactor with productivity in mind. They make sure to build it to be robust so that the machine is able to work quickly, and the unique engine helps to lower daily running costs and fuel consumption, so it's pretty cheap to run. Not something that you would expect from a machine this size. Servicing this machine is also pretty easy. They designed it in such a way that makes sure that services can be easy and can be done quickly, something that saves you even more money. But something that's pretty unique to this compactor is how they focused on the comfort for the operator. It's easy to control, but it's built in such a way so as to ensure that the operator doesn't get super tired very quickly from working on it. It's a vibrating compactor, but they've added an isolation system that makes sure all of the vibrations go into the ground where you want it to, and that none of it reaches the operator, something that can be seriously unpleasant. And the low noise levels add even more to the comfort of the operator. Bomag BW226. This single drum roller is made for optimum results and maximum powerful compaction. It has sensors that gives you measurements in real time, and it gives you all the information you need to make sure that you do a really good job. This ensures that even when you're working in a larger construction site, there is uniform compaction on all of the soil all across the job site. And it means that you don't have to do extra passes after you've already gotten the desired result that you need. So it ends up saving you time and money. This compactor is also incredibly strong, and it has great control so that the momentum that goes forward and backward is the same. Combined with great traction, you end up getting the added bonus of it being very strong on inclines, so that way you can do the same quality of work in even steep land areas. It does give it a bit of an edge. The cab is comfortable too and very spacious. There's a clear view all around the machine, so it does make it safer. The work that soil compactors do can't always be seen, but they are a super important part of doing great construction. Without them, all of our buildings might be falling, so we're glad to have them. Again, thanks so much for watching, and if you can, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that post notification bell for more updates.